Hi, Zombie Freak 21 here, and today I'm going to discuss on why I like rock music. Now, as I said from my video rant on why hip hop is dead to me, as I said from the video, I was explaining why hip hop had died and what, and as I said, the downfall of hip hop is kind of what got me into listening to rock music. Now, to go more detail about this, you could say it's kind of started when I was around 11 and 12. When I was 11, the first rock band I've heard I ever heard of course, was the Gorillaz, which their song was Clint Eastwood. You could say because as a kid, what really got me into music, because when I first watched their music video, of course it was animated, and it really got me interested in it. It almost looked like I was watching a TV show, but the music was super tight. And of course, around the same time, because of course the early 2000s, there was also Papa Roach's Last Resort. And of course, I kind of got addicted to it. But note this was back when there used to be that station called The Box, which of course was taken, which MTV had bought it and then was pretty much taken over by that network. But getting ahead of myself, let's go in deep into why I like rock music. I guess you could say I got attached to the genre of music mostly because of the instruments. I especially love the guitar play and the drums. And it kind of made me wish I learned how to play the guitar then. But being raised by a single parent, it was pretty difficult. And of course, yes, I do play an instrument, but I played the flute, which is a long story, but let me get into the detail on the whole instrument thing. I kind of was able to relate to it. And I mostly liked hearing the rock music in instrumental rather than the lyrics. But again, it's what kind of got me attached to it. Now, around the time, I kind of did not want to know, of course, my black friends to know that I like rock music. Because back then, if you were a black person who enjoyed rock and roll bands, chances are you will get shunned on by your friends for it. Because this has happened several times. Because they'll say you're just the white girl who's trapped in the wrong body. Which, of course, is really kind of prejudice, if you get what I'm saying. But that's beside my point. And it's pretty a shame that what does listen to a certain type of music have anything to do with race? Because from what I could tell, there are some rock bands such as Aerosmith, who actually are fans of Jimi Hendrix. As a matter of fact, the majority of these rock band artists were influenced by him, and he was a black guy. So really, I don't see what the big deal was. But let me move on. Another band I got attached to, of course, this was around in the early 2000s when I was in middle school. There was Maroon 5. But again, I didn't know who they were back then because there's their songs. The first song I heard by them was This Love and Harder to Breathe. But again, as I said, I didn't know who they were and they didn't get much radio play. And I guess that was around when radio started declining. But again, I didn't really notice. But again, for Maroon 5, I mainly only like their first album, Songs About Jane. And again, this was still the time where you get lashed at for listening to a certain type of music. And my other favorite bands that I've currently discovered were the White Stripes, Weezer, the Black Keys, and the list goes on. And it's just the point that I kind of wish I discovered some of these bands sooner, because the majority of them I discovered them off of Pandora Radio. And thanks to that station, I was able to listen to a variety amount of music. So you could say as I gotten older, because like I said, when hip hop started dying off, I kind of decided to go outside my comfort zone and try something different. Because as a matter of fact, when I was in my drawing class which was one of my college courses, my art teacher would let us use our iPods to play a certain type of music we like. And that's what I did. I have a whole ton of playlists of rock music. I would have played some of my genre music of hip hop, but you know hip hop has a bunch of cursing in it, and I don't want to get in trouble with my teacher. But besides the point, when I played some of my playlists of the artists I've listed, not once did I get a hate comment on the music I choose to play. As a matter of fact, half of my classmates even giving me a lot of positive feedback, and it was amazing because everybody was shocked that I was a fan of Oasis, a fan of Arctic Monkeys, and you could say I'm a fan of classic rock as well, because everyone's surprised I was even a fan of Bad Religion. But again, this is considering, because after all, I was the only black kid in that class, besides my other classmate who, well, me and this other guy, there was just two of us. But yeah, everybody in my class pretty much liked my my playlist. And I appreciate the positive feedback. So you can say not everybody has a crappy ass taste in music. Well, except for the incident where, but this was by accident because my art teacher was playing some Fall Out Boy, and again, this was my sister's stuff, which I forgot to remove off of my iPod. So I was a little embarrassed about it, but again, this is really no big deal, but you could say that rock music, just like hip hop, it kind of met the same terrible fate as the other genre of music. But I'll get into that on another video, on my other video rant, which I'm going to describe how rock music went downhill, and I'll especially get into how Maroon 5, they pretty much started whoring themselves out, you could say around when they made their second album, and their third album, let's just say there was just a lot of slacking off. So this is my reasons on why I love rock music, and I don't care if some people judge me. I could care less. I'm ZombieFreak21, and I'll see you next time.